Hold tight, fight fans, because the sports world is exploding. First, Food Network icon Guy Fieri is facing serious heat after a surprising encounter with Andrew Tate at a UFC event, a handshake that's ignited a firestorm online. We're talking accusations, apologies, and a whole lot of Flavor Town controversy. But that's not all. The fallout from this interaction is reaching beyond the kitchen, even touching on political connections and a past run-in with Donald Trump. Stay tuned as we unpack this explosive story and what it means for the future of the mayor of Flavortown. Now, let's shift gears to the octagon, where former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya is at a crossroads. Head coach Eugene Bareman says Adesanya needs serious, soul-searching after a fourth consecutive loss, but he's standing by his fighter no matter what. Is this the end of the last stylebender's reign, or can he rediscover the spark that made him a legend? We'll dive into the mental battle facing Adesanya and what it will take for him to reclaim his title. Montana's MMA scene is on the rise, and a new generation of fighters is ready to take the UFC by storm. Ty Curry and Kyler Raiha have moved to Arizona to train at the Red Hawk Academy, following in the footsteps of Sean O'Malley and Tommy McMillan. We'll explore the growing Montana MMA pipeline and how this tight-knit group is supporting each other's dreams of UFC glory. From humble beginnings to a proven path, this is a story of dedication, community, and the pursuit of greatness. Finally, the highly anticipated Ronda Rousey vs. Gina Carano card has hit a snag. Veteran fighter Lorenz Larkin has been forced to withdraw due to a knee injury, leaving his opponent Jason Jackson searching for a new challenge. With Jake Paul's most valuable promotions behind this event, and Francis Ngannou and Nate Diaz also on the card, the stakes are higher than ever. Don't miss a single moment of the action. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for all the latest updates.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Food Network star Guy Fieri is facing significant backlash after a photo surfaced showing him greeting controversial influencer Andrew Tate at a UFC fight this past weekend. The image, captured at UFC 327 in Miami, where Carlos Ulberg secured the light heavyweight championship, shows Fieri warmly shaking hands and bumping shoulders with Tate, known for his deeply misogynistic views, including statements suggesting women bear responsibility for sexual assault. The photo quickly ignited a firestorm on social media, with many fans expressing their disappointment and vowing to stop watching Fieri's shows. One commenter on Threads stated, "I will never watch Food Network again. I didn't know Guy Fieri was hanging around people like this. It says a lot about him." Another Instagram user quipped, "I'm really looking forward to the explanation for this one, the mayor of Flavortown having a blast with the mayor of Misogyny Town." Andrew Tate, along with his brother Tristan, has been under criminal investigation in Romania since 2022, accused of human trafficking, sexual assault, and forming an organized crime group to exploit women. Reports indicate that during Donald Trump's second term, the administration allegedly pressured Romanian officials to ease the legal situation for the Tate brothers, allowing them to return to the United States. The investigation has since expanded to include allegations of trafficking minors and money laundering. Fieri responded to the criticism on Tuesday via X, formerly Twitter, stating he was devastated by the reaction. He explained that he didn't know Tate prior to the encounter, stating, "I was there to see the fights, and when I was walking through the venue, the Tate brothers stood up and said hello, and that's when the exchange happened. I did not know them or about them before that moment. I'll never pretend to be a perfect person, but let me be crystal clear. I do not know the Tate brothers, nor do I support them in any way." This isn't the first time Fieri has faced criticism for associating with controversial figures. In July 2023, he received similar backlash for a photo with Donald Trump at UFC 290. Seattle-based chef Eric Rivera shared the image, commenting, "I've been trying to tell you about Guy Fieri, but a lot of you didn't want to listen." The incident occurred during US-led peace talks with Iran, which were reportedly faltering at the time. Former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya is at a crossroads in his career, according to his longtime coach, Eugene Bareman. Adesanya has suffered 4 consecutive losses, most recently a TKO defeat to Joe Pyfer at UFC Fight Night 271 in February. Despite calls for retirement, Adesanya remains determined to continue fighting. Bareman, head coach of City Kickboxing, has pledged his full support to Adesanya regardless of his decision. "It's a tough one because I would fully support him if he turned around and said that he didn't want to fight," Bareman told Submission Radio. "But I'm also in a position where I will fully support him if he turns around and says he is going to fight. We've been together since the start, and that's not going to change." While acknowledging Adesanya's recent struggles, Bareman believes he still showed competitive flashes in his last fight, winning the first round against Pyfer on all judges' scorecards before being stopped in the second. He emphasizes that the key to Adesanya's resurgence lies in a mental shift rather than a physical overhaul. "I know where the changes have to be made for Israel, and I'm not going to talk about those publicly, but you see glimmers, right?" Bareman explained. "You see glimmers of the old Israel. So, it's just about turning those glimmers into longer, sustained bouts of effort. He just has to do some soul-searching, mate, like you do after every fight." Bareman described the necessary process as a period of introspection and self-discovery. "Every fighter after they lose has to tuck themselves away in the forest or in a dark room for 24 hours or whatever they do. They have to figure life out, so that's just what Israel has to do. Then he'll figure out where he wants to go from here. He has to find it inside him. He has to search deep this time." The future of Adesanya's career hangs in the balance as he navigates this critical juncture. Montana's burgeoning MMA scene is gaining momentum, with fighters like Ty Curry and Kyler Raiha taking significant steps towards realizing their UFC dreams. The path to the UFC, once a distant aspiration for Montana athletes, is now becoming increasingly clear, largely thanks to the efforts of Tim Welch and the Red Hawk Academy gym in Arizona. Welch's gym played a pivotal role in the success of Sean O'Malley, Montana's first UFC champion, and recently Tommy McMillan added to the state's growing list of UFC fighters with a win in his debut. Curry and Raiha have followed a similar blueprint, relocating to Arizona in November to train full-time at Red Hawk. They currently live together in a property owned by O'Malley, fully dedicated to their pursuit of a UFC contract. Raiha's connection to Red Hawk originated through a family friend, Kevin Maloney, who had ties to Sean O'Malley's father, Dan. This connection led to an opportunity that Raiha seized upon. He called one day and said, "Sean S. got an opening in his house. How serious are you about this fight life?" Raiha recalled. "I said there's no plan B, this is it. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life." Dan O'Malley expressed pride in witnessing Raiha's journey come to fruition, highlighting the strengthening network of Montana MMA fighters. Curry's decision to join Raiha in Arizona was made easier by the proven success of those who had come before them. They trained together daily, pushing each other to improve and providing mutual support. "It's a big step," Raiha said. "There's some lonely moments, but when you're down, you always got a guy to pick you up. He's always in a good mood, honestly. If you're dealing with something outside of camp, inside of camp, he's always there for you." Both fighters recently secured victories at a Fusion Fight League card in Great Falls, with Raiha improving to 3-0 with a fourth-round submission and Curry moving to 5-0 with a unanimous decision win. McMillan, fresh off his UFC debut win, cornered both fighters at the event, demonstrating the collaborative spirit within the Montana MMA community. "It's been dope," McMillan said. "We've had a couple more guys come out since I signed with the UFC." The Montana MMA pipeline is thriving, and Curry and Raiha are poised to be the next fighters to reach the UFC. The highly anticipated event featuring Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano has suffered a setback with the withdrawal of Lorenz Larkin due to a knee injury. Larkin, a veteran of both the UFC and Bellator, was scheduled to face Jason Jackson in a welterweight bout on the May 16 card, which will be streamed live on Netflix from the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California. Larkin announced his withdrawal on Instagram, expressing his disappointment to fans and stating his commitment to rehabilitation. "I'm sorry to all the fans, but I had to pull out of the Netflix card due to knee injury," he wrote. "We'll be rehabbing it back to 100% and we'll be back." Event organizers are currently seeking a replacement opponent for Jackson. Larkin's career has been marked by both success and challenges. He was a consistent competitor in the UFC's welterweight division before moving to Bellator in 2017. After a pair of losses in Bellator, he rebounded with an impressive 8-fight winning streak. He then transitioned to the PFL after its acquisition of Bellator, securing wins in his final 2 fights with the promotion before becoming a free agent. Jackson, a former Bellator champion, is considered one of the top welterweights outside the UFC. The card, promoted by Jake Paul's Most Valuable Promotions, also features the return of former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou against Philippe Lins in the co-main event, and a welterweight clash between Nate Diaz and Mike Perry. Currently, the event is expected to feature 11 total fights, though the final bout order remains subject to change as a replacement for Larkin is sought. The loss of Larkin is a blow to the card, but the event still boasts a compelling lineup headlined by the long-awaited showdown between Rousey and Carano.